slash their own profit margins. To help these companies survive that direct financial hit, the government employs a second layer of defense: selective pricing. The regular petrol and diesel used by everyday citizens stays frozen. But if you look at industrial-grade diesel used by factories, or the premium petrol pumped into luxury vehicles, the prices have already quietly gone up by a couple of rupees. The burden is shifted to businesses and high-end consumers. Forcing corporate losses and executing selective hikes softens the initial blow. Yet mathematically, these two tactics alone cannot hold back a $110 per barrel global crude spike. To fully neutralize the price shock, the federal government had to pull its ultimate lever: a direct, severe intervention in the nation's tax structure. This chart shows the exact cost breakdown before the crisis: base crude price, dealer commission, state VAT, and central excise duty. Historically, the government charged an enormous 32 rupees on petrol and 31 rupees on diesel. More than half the price went to taxes. As crude inflated, they slashed petrol duty to 3 rupees and completely zeroed out the diesel tax to keep consumer prices from breaking the ceiling. By erasing its own most lucrative tax revenue stream, the government successfully engineered the illusion of a completely frozen price tag for the public. But wiping out a tax does not wipe out the underlying cost. By surrendering these fuel duties, the government is blowing an estimated 1.5 lakh crore, or 1.5 trillion rupee hole in its annual budget. That vanished tax revenue was originally earmarked for critical national development. The capital that would have built major new highway networks, funded welfare schemes, and backed social subsidies is now being entirely consumed just to keep fuel prices flat. The immediate threat of consumer inflation has been successfully suppressed, but it comes at the direct cost of driving up the national fiscal deficit to potentially dangerous levels. You are still paying for the rising cost of global oil. Instead of paying at the pump today, you are paying through lost national progress and future federal debt. There is a hard limit to how long this strategy can last. Right now, India holds roughly 60 days' worth of oil processing reserves. If the conflict in the Middle East continues to escalate and global crude climbs to $150 a barrel, the financial shield will break. At that point, 150 rupees per liter fuel becomes an unavoidable reality for Indian drivers. The severe strain of this crisis points to a necessary structural lesson. True economic independence requires breaking the reliance on imported crude by accelerating the shift toward renewable energy and rapidly expanding electric vehicle infrastructure. The government's historic tax cut is an incredibly effective, incredibly expensive temporary band-aid. The only permanent cure is changing how the nation is powered.